All right, we have the last round of Swiss for the online league series number 12. Pretty excited stuff because, we got WhatAmI again. So 3 games in a row. I know. But versus MacLogan. And again, WhatAmI winning the most recent fight night. MacLogan, on the other hand, an amazing competitor from France as well. We've seen MacLogan in a ton of different tournaments. And notably, the PCS trophy that I had cast a while back with Boulevard as well. MacLogan performed very well in a lot of those qualifying tournaments and was also, I believe, did qualify for that last tournament in the series as well that we casted. So good to see MacLogan in something like OLS competing here. We'll see who's able to get the better of the other in round 5, as both are currently undefeated, which means the winner and the loser will still both make top cut, meaning they'll probably play again in the top cut. But let's see where this first game ends. MacLogan versus WhatAmI, round 5 of OLS 12. But now, how do you argue Alpha Wildclaw is better than Battle Fury?
Is less mana, and it has Overwhelm.
Dave, like, you're just stating the attributes of the card. That's not...
that makes it better. Plus, if it dies, it feeds your Endure. Battle Fury don't do that.
Right. With that said, that rock solid argument. Let's get into game 1.
Play it in the same turn as Atrocity. I can go all day. We are going to get to see the Rocket Kench again.
All right, so round 5, we have WhatAmI going up against MacLogan, and actually a pretty awesome game. So again, for those of you who might just be joining us, we mentioned this earlier. So WhatAmI just won fight night last night, on a roll right now as far as tournaments are concerned. So we'll see if he can pick up another win the day after. MacLogan also performed quite well in the PCS trophy events. I think top cutting a couple times, if I remember correctly, in some of the qualifiers leading up to the final event there. So pretty cool stuff to see both these players taking on each other right now. MacLogan again from France, and WhatAmI from the United States.
A little bit of an awkward sequencing of draws here with this Crusty Codger coming out at, the turn after you want to play it. The Fortune Croaker already in hand to get the draw off, but doesn't quite get it here. So this is the kind of build that we have from WhatAmI that literally cannot win without the Star Spring, right?
Yep.
We can at least agree to that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't... what, you're saying that WhatAmI is not going to win with the Star Spring?
No, I'm saying he cannot win without it.
Oh, he cannot win without it.
Yeah, like you are not putting your opponent to 0 life.
No, never. Not happening. Yeah, no way. This like, you might not even be able to really reliably attack with Soraka. Like, it's just to even get her support ability. Yeah, I think you just have to really build a wall of stuff that doesn't die and hope that you continue to draw spells that ensure that, they don't die. What I will say is we have Raka Kench firsthand from WhatAmI. Yeah. Although we've started to see this deck today, we have not actually seen Tom Kench do anything. And
no, we have not.
I want to see this act. I want Tom Kench to level up. Like, I want to see it work. I doubt it, but I'm holding out hope.
I mean, this is definitely the kind of matchup where it can work out.
Mm-hmm.
Your opponent has so many 1 and 2 HP units. You're not really doing a whole... I mean, you're doing something, right? You're keeping the board a little bit more narrow. Your opponent doesn't go as wide around you. Sure, it takes a while to clean up the wide board, but you're still doing it at the end of the day. And there's not a lot of decks that have sort of this recurring single target removal to be able to clean up wide boards. It's either I get a board wipe or I don't.
Yeah,
and with the Soraka alongside it, you're going to be able to get to heal it up. The one thing that I did want to touch on, WhatAmI not running any copies of Divergent Paths, so it's just going to have to naturally draw one of these Star Springs.
Yeah, and I mean, I kind of agree with not running Divergent Paths, right? Like, you're not seeing a lot of people running landmarks unless it is specifically this Tom Kench Soraka deck. And WhatAmI probably realizing not a whole lot of people are playing this deck except me. Me being WhatAmI. So we do get the Star Spring down here, which will start to kind of get that healing train going.
So if I remember correctly, there's actually, so there's 2 Scorched Earth in MacLogan's TF Swain.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting. Okay. Wow. So that, and how many, there is 3 Star Spring in WhatAmi's deck, right?
Yeah, just no divergent paths though, so he doesn't have that additional way to draw it. He's just got to find those off the top.
All right, so I mean, we still theoretically could get the last say and have that final Star Spring on the field for the win condition, but that's going to make it, because the other thing with Star Spring is, as MacLogan, you can let it sit there and not really do anything other than, sure, you can heal up your crab that I don't really care about right now, but you can decide to destroy it when you want. So you can kind of lull your opponent into a sense of, oh, I can win the game.
He found the second Star Spring.
Yeah, he already found the second one.
I think that WhatAmI is actually going to be really compelled to get down this second Star Spring pretty early.
Yeah.
Just because you want the ticks towards the win condition on that one as well.
Yeah, you want to bait out that Scorched Earth ASAP. And in the case of having 2, your opponent playing Scorched Earth actually doesn't really do anything. They're just wasting 3 mana to kill one of them. So they have to have both. And they just both feed each other. So this will be interesting to see if we can get both down. Can't obviously play it right now with the 2 spell mana, as you do need the regular mana to go ahead and play Star Spring. Are we naming regular mana something? Is there a specific in-game name for the regular? Is it like summoning mana or?
No, I think even when they were talking about the way that you can play landmarks, they just called it, I think they said non-spell mana.
Wow, that's original.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm sorry, there's no super fancy name for it.
Come on, man.
But yeah, like I think getting the second one down, you need to do, just because the way that MacLogan's going to be able to stall for the Sway and Leviathan turn is, you both just sit here passing back and forth. WhatAmI goes, oh, howdy do? I'm getting closer and closer to my Star Spring win con. You wait until that's sitting at 15 or so out of 22. You kill it, and now WhatAmi's got to start completely all over again with the Star Spring. He's another 6 turns away from victory.
Yeah, and we do get the Swain coming down early, though. This is already a pretty big field inside of MacLogan, and this is kind of what we were really expecting here on this board to get started, is just everybody kind of standing off, just summoning stuff, but not doing much. Now that MacLogan's finally developed the board, we can try to swing in with this Swain and force some sort of block by absolutely nothing, because nothing can block Fearsome, so this will actually force out a Pale Cascade to go ahead and throw Betty Croker under the bus here. We all love to do that.
See, and I was wondering if it was fine to go ahead and just take the damage, since, it does give us a bit of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not that I can't think of the word, I'm just not sure the word that I wanted to say exists. Basically, it's good for us to get hits so that we can turn on our Broadback Protector, is the sentiment I wanted to express.
Wait, what about Brokeback Protector?
It would have been good for us to take damage so that we can actually get that online and have it damage itself so that we can heal it.
Yeah, and I guess that's kind of the inherent risk with this deck, is you want stuff to get damaged, but kind of sort of not really, because then they're at higher risk of dying. So it's an interesting interaction. But we do have Tom Kench on board, rocking and rolling. So very curious to see how MacLogan is going to go ahead and deal with this. It's going to have to be some sort of damage spell, I imagine, alongside Ravenous Flock or even the Scorched Earth, like you mentioned. But I can't imagine MacLogan ever plays Scorched Earth on anything other than Star Spring at this point, right?
No.
So we're kind of locked into not really being able to use that on something like Tom Kench. We do get the stun onto the Soraka. Maybe we're going to focus on removing this Soraka.
I mean, it'd take double Flock.
Yeah, and that's a lot of resources. And it's interesting because I imagine if we are prioritizing getting rid of the Soraka, it's because we don't want WhatAmI to continue this draw train that we have going on, but you're still getting a lot of resources out of your opponent.
Well, here's the really awkward part. Let's say you're MacLogan, you throw 2 Ravenous Flock at this Soraka, and then WhatAmI hushes it.
Wow. Wait, hushes because of the stun.
Soraka, yeah.
Yeah, that would feel really good on the side of WhatAmI.
The 2 main uses that the hushes are going to get out of this matchup is unstunning your units and hushing a Tom Kench in response to it dying, so that everything it has devoured does not come back out.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, and actually passing back over too. So I like just ending the turn there from WhatAmI. You guarantee yourself another draw thanks to the Soraka, and you get MacLogan to not really be able to develop anything else towards the end of the turn there. So that worked out pretty well for WhatAmI. WhatAmI actually... All right, so this guy... All right, is he main decking? Wait, what? Is that Bayou Brunch?
That's Tom Kench's Bayou Brunch.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait a second. That was not in the main deck list of spells. Okay.
No, that is a Tahm Kench spell. So I was wondering, with this Twisted Fate now being at 4 out of 8, is this something that WhatAmI needs to prioritize removing? Because I think the reason he didn't fire off an Acquired Taste last turn is because he really wanted to sort of make sure that this Tahm Kench was going to stick around into the Leviathan turn, so that he could guaranteed eat the Leviathan, and then if he needs to, hush the Tahm Kench so that nothing comes out of it. Because now, even though you do get the TF off the field, you are opening up your Tahm Kench to something like a Ravenous Flock. We now have the Pale Cascade to be able to protect it. But I think we wanted to save this Hush Tom combo for the Leviathan, now picking up a second Tahm Kench, as well as this Twisted Fate just getting a little bit closer to the level up condition. We are more willing to just fire this one off.
Yeah, and I'm very curious to see how this continues to go here with this Tahm Kench. And this, I imagine... All right, wow. I was going to say I imagine it's going to hit the Tahm Kench to go ahead and very nicely deal with that 4 health there, but looks like we're still stunning this Soraka. I mean, we keep doing this, but I don't know how far this is going to get us. Like, at some point, I think we need to play the Ravenous Flock if that's the route MacLogan's going to take. I want that to happen, if only just to see this hush, onto the Soraka to unstun it, and that's such a good play on the side of WhatAmI if it does end up leading to that result there with the Soraka. And it's interesting I just want to see if MacLogan is prioritizing Soraka, because Boulevard, what would you prioritize in this particular matchup? Would you go with, all right, I need to get rid of the Soraka first, or do you need to get rid of the Tahm Kench first?
So personally, I usually go for the Tahm Kench first, because that is the thing that
Same
is.
here,
I mean,
yeah.
It kind of depends. Are you more worried about the Star Shaping proactively winning the game, or the Star Spring proactively winning the game, or are you worried about the Tahm Kench stalling you out?
Yeah, no, and I agree. I usually go ahead and target the Tahm Kench first as well. Although I will say now that WhatAmI kind of has a large hand, I mean, we could run into the situation of our hand is going to be a little bit too big. So I don't know. I don't know. I still think Tahm Kench, getting rid of Tahm Kench is the right decision, but we'll see what MacLogan decides to do here. This is going to get really awkward because we're continuing this sort of stare-off that it's not often in Legends of Runeterra anyways that we have large boards and large hands like this. No. And this is very, like this was Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, when I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh!, this happened a lot because you'd have, like, control matchups where, everything would be on the board, you'd have a giant hand, and everybody's just, like, trying to control the game. And this very much feels like what's going on here. Somebody has to kind of make the first move. Will it be MacLogan?
I think it has to be MacLogan. The longer you sit here, the more that this Star Spring just encroaches towards winning the game. That was a little interesting to me. I think that you're now sort of very compelled to attack with the Soraka to heal it back up, and I don't think that this necessarily accomplished anything for MacLogan.
I mean, maybe WhatAmI is kind of reading that bluff, though, from MacLogan. Maybe MacLogan was trying to get that attack out to...
Oh, wait, that's a Riptide activator, right?
Yeah, he's at 8. Yep, there we go.
I mean, I always talk about Death Sand and a Riptide, and then this time I didn't... Yeah, that is a really weak Riptide.
That is a low roll if I have ever seen one, and he's out of mana, too, which means WhatAmI's free to do whatever.
Pretty standard. It hit everything at least once.
Yeah.
That's about what you kind of expected out of a Riptide in this situation.
And even hit the Broadback twice, so the Broadback's just a big boy. I imagine we'll get healed.
I actually like the idea of getting down the second Star Spring this turn.
Really? So the problem, and I said this when Landmarks first came out, the problem with getting 2 Star Spring down is that that's a lot of board space that it's taking up. You only have 4 unit spots left after you actually get 2 Landmarks down. And although it seems okay, I don't know, man. It's just the fact that I can only have 4 units and my opponent can have 6 just seems a little dangerous at times.
So if MacLogan blocks this, Star Spring number 2 wins the game. Because this Star Spring on the field is at 17 out of 22.
1, 2, 3. Okay, well, this will do it, right?
Oh, yeah, this will... no, that'll put you 1 shy. Well, it'll put you 1 shy, and then at the start of turn, Star Spring will actually win the game, so yeah.
Wait, yeah, because it goes off at... Wait, it heals at round start or round end?
I mean, either way.
Okay, oh, yeah, no, there it is, okay.
Oh, that's what it does.
Oh, wait, you still didn't see it earlier, huh? Okay, yeah.
No, yeah, he surrendered. That was not what I thought it was going to look like.
So actually getting a Star Spring victory there out of WhatAmI, let's go. Was not expecting to see that in the tournament today, I'm not going to lie. going into game 2 now, MacLogan versus WhatAmI. Let's see if we have an update on any of the other games that are being played right now. Looks like
it's always so weird to watch him go from this like calm, relaxing Soraka Kench deck over to like discard aggro.
just relaxing in the springs, and now we just crazy Jinx. 2 completely polarizing strategies. We'll see if the burnt aggro is going to be able to take a victory versus TF Swain, though. And I feel like generally TF Swain has a pretty good matchup with this, has a lot of removal. Doesn't have heal, so if we don't draw the removal early, MacLogan could be in trouble.
This is definitely one of the matchups where Make It Rain is going to feel really, really good, as well as that TF red card. But WhatAmI going to start off really aggressively? And we saw MacLogan running the Krusty Codger, right? Was he one of the players that is on that?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, MacLogan.
He is not.
Oh, no, he's running 3 Fortune Croaker.
Yeah.
And
okay, so it doesn't have the 1-drop available to contest the board. Yeah, here, look at this Make It Rain. A potential +2 Make It Rain, baby.
Yeah, this would feel like a pretty good Make It Rain. It still could low roll. That's the thing. This is a really good Arena Battlecaster, and I think WhatAmI is just like either you got to Make It Rain or you don't. I'm just going for it, and that's now definitely a Make It Rain.
Look at this Make It Rain. Yeah, don't even pull that keg.
Now, folks, ladies, gentlemen, this is a perfect example of when you win game 1, you can do whatever the hell you want in game 2 because you are scared of nothing.
I mean, I guess, I was about to say, I guess on the side of MacLogan, you just lock in these blocks and then you guarantee that the Make It Rain's going to clear the board.
Yeah, no, I like this. Even though it uses the keg, you could even still hold back the Make It Rain because you don't even need to use it still. You're in a pretty good spot. But yeah, like I was saying, when you do win the first game in a 3-game match, you think a little bit differently. You can play a little bit differently depending on what you're trying to do, especially with a burn deck. I mean, burn decks want to go hard, go fast. And when you have the opportunity to do that, regardless of what your opponent or regardless of what you might be trying to play around, you go for it. And now this is a really low value Make It Rain if we do see it. And it looks like, nope. No Make It Rain. Wow.
I mean, I guess the bluff on the Make It Rain was good enough, right?
I mean, yeah. Yeah, because that would have deterred a lot of people from attacking. It really would have. I mean, even both of us were on top. We were all over that. We're like, it's got to be a Make It Rain, right? But nope. Jinx early as well. This is going to be a hard hand to level up this Jinx, though, this Captain Farron.
I mean, you do have the Augmented Experimenter.
And a Rummage now. So I take it all back. I take it all. That's how quickly this deck can have a completely horrid hand, and then 2 seconds later...
You just dump it.
You just dump it, and it's suddenly amazing. And that's the thing with Farron, too. Remember that happened last time where we're like, oh, Farron feels so bad right now. We can't discard it. And then the Jinx died, and we're like, Farron is the best card in the deck. Let's go.
Yeah, generally around turn 6, you get to sort of make the consideration of, okay, now I want to play towards this. And it looks like that is the way that he's going to do it. He is going to throw out this House Spider. And I would imagine that at this point, we're just waiting for the Farron to come down because we do have our opponent in range that the Farron represents lethal with the triple decimate. And MacLogan still pretty far away from winning the game. I am really curious if we were going to see a Jinx block, but I mean, we do have the vision to get this House Spider into range to block the Swain.
And yeah, that's going to be bye-bye Jinx. So plenty of removal like we were talking about earlier. Battlecaster is going to go ahead and come out, though. So MacLogan does look like he's stabilizing a little bit. The problem is, at 12, still going to be a little rough. This Swain, I don't know if this levels up the Swain. I'm not sure what the Swain is actually at. It might actually level up after the Nexus Strike, dealing the additional 3 damage, but it looks like we are going to get a block.
Yeah, we got the vision out to prevent that.
And we'll let the TF damage through, though. Doesn't want to trade that Battlecaster or the Spiderling. And so being at 12, like, this is crucial, right? MacLogan does not, I repeat, does not have heal in the deck. 12 is a very significant number because guess what? 3 decimates equal 12.
Well, WhatAmI isn't necessarily just because he has the turn the Captain Farron doesn't mean he has the better turn 8, right? If MacLogan matches that Farron with a Leviathan, I still think MacLogan's in a pretty good spot. One concern that I do have is that MacLogan's actually going to have the attack token on 8, so you're not even going to get an attack with this Farron if the Leviathan does come down alongside it.
we could even get a Jinx into a Farron next turn and an emptied hand all in the same turn, or the same couple of turns, I should say, which is really good for WhatAmI.
And this Twisted Fate now halfway to level. The Swain is going to level here as well. Things are not looking phenomenal for either player, really. It really comes down to whether or not this Leviathan is in hand, because, I mean, with what you just have on board, you're still not matching the Farron.
Both players lose. Both players just lose.
I'm saying it's a close game.
No, it is. I think that right now, because you mentioned Leviathan in response to Captain Farron, which is important, right? So I think this is just a race. At this point, because both players have pretty much the ideal hand, especially if MacLogan does have Leviathan, it's how quickly can either player end the game? Because MacLogan will need to actually end the game like in the next 2 turns. Otherwise, that will give WhatAmI enough time to play this Captain Farron. And if we go to 8, that's a big deal as well, because that means only 2 decimates need to be played. It looks like MacLogan is going to opt to block the Spiderling as well. Yeah, we'll see. It stinks that the Jinx couldn't level up this turn. It's so close, but... Oh, that sucks. That is a pretty bad top deck by WhatAmI. Not going to be able to level the Jinx this turn. Man.
I mean, I don't think there were a lot of top decks he could have had that leveled the Jinx. Actually, I'm not sure that there were any.
No, there were. He could have had Zonite Urchin.
To discard the Farron?
No. Wait, actually, sorry. I'm thinking on an empty hand you can still play it, but if you do have a card, you have to discard it.
I think Jury Rig is the only card in the deck where he could have played it with Farron.
Flame Choppers, House Fighter, Jury
I mean,
Rig.
those all cost real mana.
Those cost real mana. So yeah, Jury Rig and...
I think it's just Jury Rig.
Yeah, Poro you have to discard. Rummage you have to discard. Yeah, feels bad. And now we have even more cards in our hand, so we're definitely not discarding our hand anytime soon.
No, but we do get to... Oh.
Okay, that does discard the hand.
So...
Which route do we go?
I think you have to go triple decimate, but you do have to take a sort of a little bit of a detour to actually get excited the Swain this turn, but I think you're totally fine with that.
And, okay, yeah. Now the Jinx is off the board anyway, so it won't actually matter.
I guess the question does MacLogan understand that he really needs to develop more of a board?
I can't imagine he doesn't. Actually, that actually is all MacLogan needs to do, because at this point everything will get stunned by WhatAmI, or by MacLogan to WhatAmI side of the field, and MacLogan will be able to open attack. The Swain represents 7 damage. Leviathan represents 8 technically by the time that... Actually, we don't even need to develop anything.
Give me the Riptide Rex, MacLogan.
Yeah. Technically don't even need to develop anything if WhatAmI doesn't develop anything.
Well, no, because if the Get Excited comes out onto the Swain, MacLogan loses if he open attacks it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yep. Yeah, so MacLogan, and there is 3 Get Excited, so I don't think there's a world where you don't ever not worry. Okay, that's the game. 6 damage will do it at the start of the turn. I think that's good. You're gonna...
Yeah, I mean, that's also 10 damage on the attack now.
Yep.
That is just a little bit too much for WhatAmI to handle.
And then, so actually, this 6, that's 7. He lives with an open attack still. And
then takes 6 at the start of the turn.
No, because if those flocks didn't come out, he could have blocked one of the Leviathans, only 5 damage when it came through.
With his stunned Captain Farron?
It wouldn't have been stunned at the beginning of the turn, right? Where was the attack token? Whose side of the field?
That was MacLogan's attack turn.
Oh, he still hadn't attacked yet?
Correct.
Wow, I don't know why I thought he had already attacked. Never mind. No. Never mind. Wow. So yeah, MacLogan going to go ahead and tie it up there 1-1, and we are about to go into game 3 now of, again, both players undefeated. So both players will still make the top cut. Going into the top 4 here again. We'll do 5 rounds of Swiss and then top 4. And game 3, let's see who's able to take it home.
All right, this one should be pretty WhatAmI favored.
Lee Sin and discard aggro. Well, we'll see. Again, I think it does rely on the Eye of the Dragons getting drawn early here. Let's see what other... looks like we are playing... we're playing the 3 Spacey Sketchers in the Zed Lee Sin version, as well as the 3 Guiding Touch, obviously. So... Spacey Sketcher could also be good. We can get some of those stuns out early game as well. So we'll see how this first couple of turns plays out. Because at the flip side of this Lee Sin deck, we could also just draw pretty crappy early on. Getting a Lee Sin early, but not really having any other things down on the board might be an issue. Well, looks like...
No, going with... Man, didn't even attack with the Flame Chompers.
Oh, that's unfortunate. All right, yeah, so this is actually really good for MacLogan then. This is really, really good for MacLogan. So we did get the Eye of the Dragon early. This means we are going to start being able to generate some of the Dragonlings. And unfortunately for WhatAmI, not really having the greatest turn one that we'd like, but is still going to be able to curve out into the Draven and the Jinx. So if we are able to get these Rockets online soon, things might be on the up and up for WhatAmI. Oh, what is this?
Oh, don't look at that. You don't got to see that.
I knew it! I knew it!
This guy's back on the game.
I knew it!
Chat right now.
I knew it! I was like, wait a second. Did I imagine? Listen, I imagine words a lot.
I don't know why I thought the attack token was on the other side, all right?
Generally, I think I know where the attack token is. Maybe. Oh, man. Well...
That thing's slippery, man.
1-0 SJW today.
I don't know about nothing.
It's
more like we can't just start keeping score now.
1-0 because that's the first time we started keeping score.
And chat never has my back.
Thanks, chat. Appreciate it.
That's why we need to host it on my channel every now and then, so my chat keep coming and have my back.
Oh, you got people here that got you back.
That's
Come on.
true.
You got plenty of
people. They're all playing in the IQ tournament.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, yeah, we have pretty big attack coming through here from WhatAmI. And this would force a trade onto one of these Eye of the Dragons, unless we do get something like a Pale Cascade. A Pale Cascade trades amazingly into this.
No, it doesn't. There's an axe.
Oh, there is an axe in hand. Never mind.
Double Pale Cascade.
Double Pale Cascade. We're on 4 mana, baby. We got this.
Imagine sitting there and looking at the Double Pale Cascade and going, if he has vision in his hand, I'm gonna be mad. And like it is only 5 damage.
Yeah. Yeah, and you do. I mean, oh, there's one. Is there 2?
I would imagine you don't block with 1, unless you. Yeah, this is weird to me.
I mean, maybe just forcing it to force a resource because...
Yeah, I mean, there is merit to that, but I don't know that forcing the resource is necessarily better than... I mean, if you did have double Pale Cascade...
No, there's just the Hush.
I was going to say, if you did have double Pale Cascade, the proper way to sequence is to put one out, force the axe, and then use the second one. So the Hush actually going to find value in this matchup where it typically doesn't. And we are going to get 2 Dragonlings for our trouble, put us back up to 20, and there's the vision that would have played around the second Pale Cascade.
A little late there. Can still play it with this Get Excited, so looking to possibly get an early leveled up Jinx here. But this is really bad for WhatAmI because we're at 16. We're going to be able to heal up 4 more with these 2 Dragonlings. And going into a turn 5 as an aggro burn player here on the side of WhatAmI, having your opponent at 20, not going to be so hot. And that Zed is now actually going to start to pressure WhatAmI.
This is actually, I like the situation that WhatAmI is in solely because I think this is the only time in this game that you would actually be able to resolve this Get Excited.
Oh yeah, that is.
From here on out, I'm pretty sure Nopify is just too much of a constant threat.
Yeah, and I gotta shout out here to the Daring Poros that at this point are really the only reliable way that WhatAmI wins this game. So,
oh man, finds the rummage and no hand to play it with.
Oh, okay. I forgot how they reworded that. So you actually can't just play it to do nothing.
No, that would be really weird.
Yeah, I don't.
An actual 1 mana do nothing.
Yeah. Hey, in this case, that would definitely benefit the Jinx players. So
yeah.
But yeah, these Daring Poros. So this is why this deck kind of came back into the limelight in the first place, was because of Poro Cannon and Daring Poros. Elusive units. There's elusive decks, and then there's a deck that wins in other ways, but then randomly suddenly has 2 elusive 2/1s on the field. The randomness of having these elusives really helps this deck because your opponent, a lot of the times, like in a matchup like this, doesn't have the best ways to deal with the elusive units. I mean, if you take a look at this Zed Lee Sin deck, you have Hush. We already saw one Hush come out. We do have Challenger units that could possibly remove them off the field, but damn.
MacLogan just discarded a Lee Sin with the Spacey Sketcher.
So this is what I was saying earlier, right? Even if you draw Lee Sin early, it might not be good in this particular matchup.
No, I just think that means he has 3 Lee Sin in hand. Because there's a Jinx on my opponent's side of the field. I'm definitely hanging on to one of these Lee Sins to be able to kill that.
Oh, yeah, there's the other one. Nailed it. And, all right, here we go. There's another rummage. That feels really bad. Well...
And we're losing our Jinx this turn. There's no universe where we're not, right? Unless MacLogan somehow doesn't have a way to give it 1 extra attack, which honestly isn't super out of the question. I mean, it would take Zenith Blade or a Pale Cascade. You don't have any gems right now.
Yeah, and this... so I was just talking about the elusive units. This Lee Sin will now be able to deal with these elusive units. So... as long as he's able to give him Challenger, obviously. Yeah. So it does kind of feel bad.
Is another option.
Oh. Yeah, that's... So suddenly MacLogan seems to be a little bit more in control of this game. And we definitely need to level up this Jinx.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird because leveling the Jinx doesn't do anything because it's dying right here. So I think it is better probably to just hang on to these rummages.
Yeah, MacLogan probably... will opt to... Okay, wow. Actually, gotta go ahead and level it. So this forces...
I guess because... no, I don't even know what we could have drawn.
This forces like a gem or something, or some sort of buff onto the Lee Sin, which WhatAmI is probably thinking is not there right now.
I mean, he has the Mentor to give it the buff. He just needs a spell.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, so it will be the Sonic Wave.
So actually, I am a little bit... questioning how... Yeah, okay. So, wow. So, WhatAmI really just saying, okay, I only win the game if MacLogan doesn't have an activator for Lee Sin here?
Yeah, I'm just like, why not wait until the Jinx was challenged? It's a question of what were you hoping to draw off of the rummage to save your Jinx? Because if you're not saving the Jinx with it, I don't think there's any reason not to wait until after the fact to see maybe I want to draw next turn and then get the rummage off. Yeah, and I think that this is all going downhill now for... well, I mean, yeah. Here comes Jinx number 2. Oh, that's a wrong champion.
That's not it. Yep, that's going to be game. And even the messenger, just in case, get some extra draw. We will get a whole 2 damage in here, but it's about as far as we are going to be able to go with this aggro deck on the side of WhatAmI. Yeah, so Lee Sin, again, gut down the early Eye of the Dragon, followed by the turn 4 Lee Sin, and that's basically what you want going up against this aggro deck. If we just have the Lee Sin early, but no early, units to drop down like an Eye of the Dragon, or at least, a Mountain Goat or a Zed, then you might be in a little bit of trouble versus this aggro deck. But drawing the Eye of the Dragon, getting those Dragonlings going, had the Pale Cascade to trade early with the Draven even. MacLogan just doing everything right here in this matchup. And looking to be taking home Game 3 here, being the undefeated player in OLS number 12.
So what I'm hearing is we're going to get these 2 players back in the finals.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah. that is an accurate assumption, I feel. We'll see if they're actually paired up in the semifinals, or if they actually both have to take home a victory in the semifinals and they get paired up in the finals. So... But this should be interesting, so we'll see.
So, back in limbo.
Oh, we have arrived. We have arrived.
We've been parked here for a minute.
Yeah, this is...
kind of staring out the window on Limbo Cliff, trying to figure out what to talk about.
Oh, man. The bus is at the bus stop, but it just has not left the station yet. And, there it is. There it is. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, see, chat knows. Isn't it time to concede here? Indeed it is. And it looks like MacLogan taking it away versus WhatAmI there. All right, so MacLogan taking down the Fight Night winner there. Gonna go 5-0 with WhatAmI going 4-1. But again, they will likely have a rematch in the finals. So until then, stay healthy, stay positive. I hope shit just works for you, and peace out.